it's Debbie with Kip's Corner. Welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. Thanks for joining me. So this is the second episode of Inspired by Color. And today I am going to work with this color palette. And so I'm still kind of in the grays. I promise I'll get out of the grays soon. But I really like this blue. It's sort of a purpley blue. And this green is just not a green I would normally kind of work with. So I thought, all right, this will be a good challenge. And the image is, of course, gorgeous. So let me tell you what I've got. This gray right here was almost an exact match to my gray gesso from Liquitex. And so, you know, it was new. I used it a little bit last time. And you can kind of see here, I'm using it again today. So that's my base. And what I have, these are little canvas panels from the Dollar Tree. And so you get 2 in a pack. This one is completely messed up and will probably become an experiment piece. But they look like this. They're warped. They're literally cheap these little canvas boards. And so that's what I'm starting with. And I have 3 of them here that I've just put gray gesso on the base. That's all I've done to them. And then I have these are wood pieces. These are little wood flower pieces that I got. Actually, my Joann's, or the Joann's nearest me, is closing. And I was up there not long ago, and they had these as part of their like spring thing. And so I've got them, you know, with extra discount and all that kind of fun stuff, really inexpensively. And when it's all said and done, I want to create a background, get these colors into this background, and then probably paint more of this darker. I may go with this dark gray here. Whoops, I'm picking things up off my desk. This dark gray here, so that it looks more like a silhouette. Then what I want to do is take all 3 of them and line them up on a board that I don't have yet. The board I've got is not really, was not long enough, but line them up and to create, you know, a picture. So, or a wall hanging, I mean. That's the plan. I won't finish it today, but we've got it started and ready to go. So what I want to do is, this one has more, I got more texture on this one. So I may add, so I think what I'm going to do is add a little bit of the gray on top of these other 2 and just get a little more texture on it with my sponge. And so I'm just going to kind of pop around here and just get that texture back there in the background, and then let that dry. Okay, while those 2 dry, I'm going to start playing with getting a little bit of color back here. So I started with this. It's a purpley blue. Oops, I'm pointing to it and you can't see it. Let's see if I can scoot that down enough to get it in the camera. This color right here. And so what I did was I used, let's see, what did I use? I got it all over myself. I used Golden's High Flow Acrylic with Indigo. And that's still open and it's got drip on it. Let me clean that up real quick here. There we go. In Indigo. And then I also used Prima Marketing's Art Alchemy Liquid Acrylic in Lavender to get that purple. And then it wasn't quite enough. The lavender, and I used the base, the gray gesso as a base. And so then I went in and added a little bit of permanent violet dark in the Golden High Flow. And so that got me here. I don't know if you can see this. And I think that is a really good mix. And so I want to just kind of dab color on here. And so I'm just going to get this on my paintbrush and I'm just going to kind of play like this in a couple areas. And I'm not really, no special shapes or anything. I'm just gonna add some color on here. And then I wanna take a soft brush. Let's see if I can find one. This should work. And I'm just gonna blend that in. I kind of like that. Just some splats of color back there. Okay, let's see if we can get this green color. Let's start with, I'm gonna start with Golden's. This is gonna be pretty close. This is Golden's Green Gold. And I think it's gonna be pretty close. So let me squirt some of that out. This is unbleached titanium. So I want to just a drop. That's probably too much, but that'll get me started. And let me see, I need to find a brush to mix it with. Here we go. Let's mix here. Oh, maybe that is going to be good. I have to get all of that mixed in there. Yep, that's a little light. Okay, that's what I thought. So I think what I'll do, definitely a little on the light side. I'm gonna add just a drop of sap green here. This is just a little bit of a darker green, literally a drop. And I did not mix that up before I dropped it out. I probably should have. And see if that gets us to that color a little faster. Yeah, okay, that's the right direction. All right, let me do that again. But this time I'll actually shake it up. There we go. This is a pretty green. Ooh, getting there. Okay. Am I still too light? Actually, I think that's about right. Okay. Well, that was easy. When I add this color, I'm going to add it with a sponge. So I'm just going to drop the sponge in here. I'm going to pick this up, and I'm just going to add some green in a couple spots with just a sponge like this. And just to get some of those splats back there. And maybe, let's expand on that one a little. Okay. I probably should stop there. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. And actually, I'm going to backtrack now just a little bit. Let's see, is that, whoops, that's still wet. Nope. Let me get these other two boards dry. I want to get the purple on here and this green on here before my palette dries over here. So let me dry these. Okay, so now let's go to this this light lavender. I would call it maybe not lavender. It's very gray. It's very much a gray blue / purple. So it's right in line with what we've got going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the gray. This makes it simpler, right? And then we're going to go ahead and put the lavender, but just a few drops. I got 3 drops in there of that. And then we're going to put a couple drops of indigo, just maybe one. Whoops, oh, that was like 2 drops of indigo. Let's see where that gets us. Just gonna go ahead and mix with the same brush that's here. Okay, so we do need this to be a little bit more, some more red in that. And then we'll probably need to add some white. So I'm gonna add the permanent dark violet. Let's see, do I have my white gesso out here? Yeah. Because I really want to lighten that up quite a bit. It's really been kind of fun so far to mix, to play with the colors and see if I can achieve it and get there, or at least get close enough. So this is proving to be a fun project. I hope you all are enjoying it too. All right, let's see. No, it's even lighter than that. So let's just keep going with the white. That ought to be enough. I'm gonna have plenty mixed here. The longer it takes to get to the color, the more paint you end up, for me anyway, the more paint I end up mixing. But it's okay. This keeps. You just got to cover it up. What do I want to do with it? Gotta think about this. That might be about there. So this is the color I'm trying to achieve. I'm a little on the dark side still. So what I'm going to do, instead of just keeping mixing and making this even bigger, I'm just going to take some of this over here and add even more white. There we go. So it is mostly white with just that tint. I think that'll get there faster. Yeah, that's okay, cool. Ooh, I like it. It's a really pretty color. Okay, now what do I want to do with it though? I think actually it might be kind of fun to just do more of the blotches with the sponge and kind of keep that going here. So let's see, I've got another sponge here somewhere. Here we go. And just gonna dip it in and just get some of that color back there. Just a little, not a ton. There we go. I like that. Okay. Oops, that was a little blobby, that one. That's okay. That's okay. It'll give it that blobby kind of paint look. Here, let me blow that out a little. There we go. Let's get some right here. All right. And let's get some on this one. How about right up here in the corner? How about right here? How's about right here? And let's do some, where do I want this one? Let's do some here, maybe. Maybe one more here over on the side. There we go. There we go. And it's sort of just this blotchy, painty kind of, I'm not trying to make them the same. I want them to be done similarly, but look completely different. All right, we're gonna stop there. So that's that light color. Took a minute to get there, but it's there. Okay, now what I wanna do is, I think there's two colors that I haven't really used yet, and it's this creamy color here and this really, really dark gray. The really, really dark gray is what I want to paint on each of the individual pieces here. So I think perhaps some dry brushing would be really perfect for this color. Now this is, it's tight and buff, but it's got a lot more yellow in it than just the tight and buff. So let me clear up some of my space, some of my stuff going on. It's actually, this is more of a, you know what? It's actually kind of unbleached titanium. So let's pull some unbleached titanium out. And let's see how close that is. It is very close, just an itty bitty bit of yellow. So let's add, this is liquid acrylic in true yellow. So I'm going to put just a drop of that there. I can get it to drop out. Let's see what that does. That gets us into that color better. Oh yeah, that did it. Okay. I think that's dead on. Very close. Let's check it here. Not bad. Definitely close enough. Okay. Now what I need to do, I want to get a stiff brush and do some dry brushing. That's pretty close. They look pretty good. Okay. One more color to mix. I think those look kind of cool. Okay. Just a splotchy, painty mess back there in a good way. All right, so the last color I need here is going to be this really, really dark. So this is basically, to me, it looks like black with just a hint of a lighter color in it. And maybe that lighter color is sort of this light color that I just mixed. So let's see if that gets us there. So I'm going to start with black gesso. I need another brush. There we go. And we'll just grab some of this and throw that in there. See if that gets us there. Because it's not black. It's a very dark, it actually is almost a very, very dark brown. So let's get some of the creamy color in there and see if that gets us closer. Let me add, where is it? Here we go. My unbleached titanium to the black. Oops, come on. Yeah, that's getting us there. That's a good color to add. That's got that yellow undertone, kind of gets the brownish in there. Okay, now let's add some Payne's Gray to this. Just a tiny bit. Payne's Gray is very much a blue, a dark, deep, dark blue. And so I'm hoping, oops, oh my goodness, that just all came out at one time. All right, not what I wanted. But let's see. Join me each week as I make a mess. That's all I'm doing here. Okay, actually that is getting us there. Okay, I need it to be just a tiny bit darker. So I'm going to put go back in with a little bit of the black. And we may be there. So that's Payne's Gray with black with just a tiny bit of the unbleached titanium. And you can get to these colors in different ways. This is not the only way, you know, to get to these colors. I'm just doing a lot of experimenting and playing, and so, you know, it may take me longer to get there just because I am doing so much experimenting and playing. Let's see. It's still not quite there, although it is very close. We may call that close enough. It's really a pretty color. So let me move these out of the way. And let's bring these guys in. And let me paint one of these. I need a brush that doesn't have so much paint on it. And let's see if we're close enough. Yeah, they're not quite the same, but I actually really like it. So we're going to go ahead and stick with it. Close enough, close enough. So I'm just going to paint these flowers all the way around. All right. That looks pretty good. This has got a little bit more blue in it than the color here, but I'm okay with that. I really like the way it works with what's going on in the background. So I'm going to clear up some of my mess here so I can glue these on. And I think I actually am leaning toward getting some more of the green in the background. So let me get these out of the way. And what I want to do is I do want to add some more green to these. So I'm going to go into the sponge. I'm just going to find a different part of the sponge here and get a little bit more on there. There we go. Just a little bit more of that green on there. Same with this one. I think that's better. That was worth mixing up the extra green. Okay, so now these need to dry. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is put them on there like that. Glue those down, and then I will, I'll come back and show you the 3 panels, and we'll kind of call this completely done with this color series. But then I am going to finish these panels off on a bigger board, sort of sitting side by side. I just don't have that board yet, so I'll set it aside for a little bit and come back to it and show you the final eventually. But the only other thing I want to do to this is to get some color on the edges here. And I do want to do that with a black. Then what I need to do, I'll need to decide if I want to seal these, you know, if there's anything along those lines that I want to do to completely finish them off after I get the flowers glued on there. Probably not. I mean, I think it'll be fine, even with the soft pastel. I'm kind of grinding it into that texture, so I'm not worried about that, you know, kind of coming off or anything. So each one of these will be, I would guess I'll probably, let's see. This one would be in the center. This one would probably be over here. And this one would probably be over here. There we go. There we go. So it's going to look something like this on the board. So I think it'd be kind of fun, you know? Anyway, oh, let me scoot that over just a little bit more so you can see it. Make sure my paint's closed up here. Here we go. So I will get these glued on, and, you know, like I said, eventually then I'll put them on a bigger board. But that's where I'm going to leave it today with Inspired by Color. I really appreciate you joining me. Here's our color palette again. And here is, well, let's see, let me pick this middle one up. And here's what we ended up with to go with that color palette. So hopefully you enjoyed that and you had fun. I had fun playing and mixing the paints and just creating, you know, just a really abstract sort of, you know, fun, messy background. And then I'll be able to take these and mount them kind of together, just like you're seeing them here, I think, side by side onto a background. So really all that's left is for me to glue these on. And so I think I will get that done now, and then I'll come back to this as soon as I can get a board long enough to put them all on together. So thank you so much for joining me. I will be sure and show you and post probably on my Instagram, you know, once I do completely get that done. And so be sure and watching that. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Kip's Corner, just like my YouTube channel. And thanks for joining me. This has been another fun episode, number 2 of Inspired by Color. I'll be back. Bye-bye.